CT Channel 14 News.
With John McMahon.
And Karen May. On this day, October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union is launching Sputnik, the first artificial satellite to be launched in the entire world.
The artificial satellite was the size of a baseball, weighing about 183.9 pounds. Responsible for this project is Sergei Korolev.
So, in a way, the Cold War was not just only a war of capitalism and communism, but it was also about some sort of competition of arms, and the main weapons of this war was espionage and getting inside the enemy's territory to gather information about weaponry and all of that kind of stuff, perhaps. Communism is a system, an economical and political system in which no one owns private property, but everyone shares the same, well, we could say they share the same things and the same jobs. The government provides everything for the people, but the government is also, well, infiltrates on the private lives of everyone, you could say. America sucks. Capitalism is a cruel system in which competition is the main key to survival, but it doesn't seem to work well because of the great class differences between rich and poor. It doesn't seem to work, and it doesn't seem to be efficient. I built this satellite to not just only to make Russia, to make the Soviet Union into the. I built this rocket to become pioneers in space exploration and to make the motherland into some sort of. We use different kind of metallic materials that would be sufficient for space exploration. We mostly use copper, but we also use other metals such as steel, tungsten, and other sturdy metals for once it goes out of the atmosphere. Well, we don't have any idea of whether we're going to send our cosmonauts or any other people into space, but we know for sure that once the Sputnik experiment is successful, then perhaps we can send animals to test. Perhaps we will if we have enough technological advancements and the willpower to defeat America. So perhaps the motherland has enough money to supply not only its people, but it has enough money to build nuclear missiles and rockets and other kinds of weapons.
Hi, this is Diana Toyer here, and I'm here at the 5th Tyradum Range in the Soviet Union in Kazakh to witness Sputnik, the first satellite that will be launched into space today. So let's go take a quick peek.
What's that over there?
Just like, excuse me. I'm sorry, I just thought I heard a bird. Oh, I was just, watching nature.
You're in this launch. Go, 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 go!
Hello, I'm Professor Mikhail Vladek at Moscow State Technical University, established in 1830. To quickly summarize the Cold War, it was basically a strategic game that developed after World War II between the US and their allies and the USSR and its allied communist countries. This game was also a tense struggle between both nations' social and economic systems, as well as the contrasting, competing political beliefs and ideologies. It was this strategic game to get ahead between those in support of capitalism and those of communism that led to a new kind of global relationship, which shaped the participants' foreign policies and political institutions and agencies. This Cold War threw off international relations and set the world into bipolarity. It is common knowledge that the Cold War began at the end of World War II and focused on Europe. By the surrender of Germany in spring 1945, the temporary alliance between the Soviet Union and the US had begun to collapse. With newfound peace, both countries increasingly sacrificed cooperation and instead turned attention to their own national interests. The hostility between the Soviets and Americans caused a divided world that we would associate with bipolarity. Firstly, there was Europe, Germany specifically, which was split into separate little blocks and states. Soon after, the Cold War became global in scale. It can be forecasted that these nations will probably become more involved in conflicts within other smaller nations. This launch ushered in new military technological and scientific developments founded on behalf of the concept of that global bipolarity. It marked the start of the space age and the space race between the US and the Soviet Union. In 1952, the International Council of Scientific Unions established from July 1st, 1957 to December 31st, 1958 as the International Geophysical Year, or IGY, because the scientists came to find that the cycles of solar activity would be at an idealistic high point then. In October 1954, the Council then immediately began calling for artificial satellites to be launched during the IGY to map the planetary surface. In July of 1955, the American president released information concerning a launch in Earth-orbiting satellites, especially for the IGY, and sought proposals from government research agencies for development. In September 1955, the Naval Research Laboratory's Vanguard proposal was the one used. As it happens, the Sputnik changed everything. Being a great technical achievement and advancement, Sputnik caught the world's attention and the American people off guard with just its sheer size, which was more impressive than the American Vanguard's original intended 3.5-pound mechanism. Also, it can be foreseen that Americans fear the Soviet ability to launch this and other such satellites, which in turn also translates into the possibility of potential threats such as ballistic missiles or devices to carry nuclear weapons from the European continent all the way to the US.
The launch of Sputnik has started this American/Soviet Union space race.
Mr. Henry.
Michael!